This episode is brought to you by Global X. Since 2008, Global X ETFs has been committed to empowering investors with unexplored, intelligent solutions. Global X specializes in exchange-traded funds that offer exposure to the artificial intelligence ecosystem, including themes like data centers, robotics, semiconductors, and cloud computing. To learn more about Global X's entire suite of ETFs, from covered calls, fixed income, emerging markets, and more, visit globalxetfs.com.
Bumble knows it's hard to start conversations.
Hey, no, too basic. Hi there. Still no. What about, hello, handsome? Ugh, who knew you could give yourself the ick?
That's why Bumble is changing how you start conversations. You can now make the first move or not. With opening moves, you simply choose a question to be automatically sent to your matches. Then sit back and let your matches start the chat. Download Bumble and try it for yourself.
This is Optimal Work Daily, When Your Work Life is Destroying Your Good Life, by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. Before I left a 20-year career in advertising and marketing, I had many days where I thought things like, I'm at the end of my rope. I'll never make it through the day. This will never get done. I'm too busy to function. I have nothing left to give. Dramatic? Perhaps. Honest? Yes. So I stayed up late, worked through lunch, and kept piling it on. I knew I could do it all. I was proud of doing it all. While I may have been able to do it all at work, on reflection, I can see that other things and other areas of my life were quietly suffering. When you fall out of love with your work or your job is wearing you down, the destruction is often so gradual that you can't respond to it. You know something isn't right, but it doesn't have a name or a solution. When you start thinking or saying words like exhausted, trapped, and hopeless, it's time for a change. Today, while I run my own micro-business and have the enormous blessing of choosing creative projects I love and working with people I love, I still have days, like today, where everything seems to be happening at once. This morning, I looked at my list of things to do and felt the pressure of a crazy day approaching. With several projects in different stages and a trip to Austin tomorrow morning, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. The way I see it, I have two choices. One, I can work all day and into the night and try to wrap everything up before I leave tomorrow morning. Two, I can remember why I walked away from a regular paycheck, work for a few hours, and then take my daughter to lunch. Both choices require compromise. With option one, I will make small sacrifices in health, time with family, and the quality of my work. Maybe no one will notice, but I'll know. With option two, I'll compromise my deadlines and perhaps some free time over the weekend. If you work for someone else, you might not have the same choices, but you do have options. If you are overwhelmed or unhappy at work, think about incorporating a few of the following strategies. For a better work life, leave the office. If you work in a structured office setting that is a high-stress environment, leave the office during your workday. Walk away from your desk and go outside for a 15-minute walk. Fresh air and movement will relieve some of your tension. Stand while you work. Create a makeshift stand-up desk so you have an alternative to sitting all day. You don't need anything fancy. My standing desk is pictured in the post. Standing will improve your health and may even increase your creativity and productivity. As Rob Schwartz, Chief Creative Officer of ad agency TBWA Chiat Day LA, suggests, quote, "You get more done when you're standing up. When you're sitting, you're naturally recessive. You're receiving. When you're standing, you're ready to do something." End quote. Uncommiserate. If you don't like your job, you probably work with people who are unhappy at work too. It's nice to know you aren't alone, but break the habit of complaining and commiserating. Misery loves company, and the more company you have, the more miserable you will be. Journal your frustration. If your boss treats you like or you have to sit through mindless meetings, write about it privately. There is hope in ink on paper. Ask about an alternative schedule. Switching your schedule up can have a big impact on your workflow and attitude towards your job. Ask about leaving an hour early or starting an hour late. If you don't ask, you'll never know. Plan your escape. Maybe you aren't in a position to walk away from a stressful job, but you can start something new. When I started this site, I was still working full-time and dreading every Monday morning meeting. Starting something new, while initially more work, gave me something to look forward to and be excited about. 1 year and 5 months later, I lost my job on purpose to do work I love. I'm so glad I didn't wait another day or month or year to get started. Life is too good to stay at a bad job for too long. While there are unlovable tasks in every career, when you start to do work you really care about, it feels less like a job and more like a piece of the good life you so deserve. If you were wondering about my dilemma from earlier, I picked option 2 and took my daughter out to lunch. I'm delivering this post a little late, and there will be a few things I won't get to today. On the upside, I'll be refreshed and excited for my trip tomorrow, and will get back to my work rested, motivated, and creatively charged. You just listened to the post titled, "When Your Work Life is Destroying Your Good Life," by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. When it comes to hiring, don't go searching for the one. Just meet your match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree. Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. So just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
So what's it like to buy your first cryptocurrency on Kraken? Well, let's say I'm at a food truck I've never tried before. Am I going to go all in on the loaded taco? No, sir. I'm keeping it simple, starting small. That's trading on Kraken. Pick from over 190 assets and start with the $10 in your pocket. Easy. Go to Kraken.com and see what crypto can be. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Interactive Inc., PWI, DBA Kraken. View PWI's disclosures at kraken.com/legal/disclosures.
And hey, a big thanks to Courtney Carver for letting us share her work. She's actually an author who gave us permission a long time ago, starting with our very first show, Optimal Living Daily. In 2006, Courtney was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and while it doesn't define her or her blog, it has had a huge impact on her life. And it led her to create Be More with Less, as well as author books, create courses, and much, much more. She also created the popular minimalist fashion challenge, Project 333. And her diagnosis has led her to make changes in her life that paved the way for an incredible journey of love, health, and simplicity. It's a story worth hearing from her, so come check out her site and everything she has to offer. That's BeMoreWithLess.com, and you can also hear a lot of her minimalism-related posts being narrated for you over on Optimal Living Daily. But that does it for me today. I thank you so much for being a subscriber to the show. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you right back here for the Friday show tomorrow. That's where your optimal life awaits.